All right. Hi. So first off, we got to start out with a legal disclaimer. I am no way at all responsible for your actions. If you decide to do anything in regards to any of my work that I'm giving to you, I'm not liable, and you've been warned. If you blow a transformer out in front of your house, that ain't my fault. If you fry a switch, it's not my fault. I do not care. It is not my doing. You did it. Thank you. I am a sullen sesquipedalian encapsulated in a diminutive world, obstreperous and recalcitrant at times. Others, I'm a drooling fool wandering an area of infinity. However, it is only when both occur simultaneously that I'm near close to normal. I am. I'm a little bit of a redneck. I'm a good boy. I was born in Indiana, and then I moved down to Georgia when I was a kid. Just started, in the school's computer lab, Windows 3.1, and then my, stepdad got a old computer. I don't remember what brand. Went to, 95, Win 98, Millennium Edition, and then when 2000, then I went to XP, all that great stuff. But yeah, that's how I got into it, just started around as a kid, playing. It was fun. And, school didn't always work out with me, because I am obstreperous and I am recalcitrant, and those are definitely adjectives that will not propel you very far in society. So because I had these character defects, I'm fighting through school basically, and I didn't do so hot. Had my come-ins with the administration and whatever, what have you, but it just did not work out. So I left school, and I got a job as a system administrator and general help desk for a small benefits administration firm called Vinings Management. Now, I'm 17 years old as a high school dropout. I loved that job. It gave me a great sense of, to do. Well, I had some big stuff happen with the family, and basically it split. So I had to go someplace. I went back up here to Indiana and moved in with my grandmother, and I've been with her ever since. It's awesome. It's awesome. At least I keep telling myself that. No, I wouldn't have it any other way. I love my grandma. I love my family. I am definitely a family-oriented person. So decided, I got to do something because, I got into lawn care, and we were really successful in that, but I had a major accident in 2005. It was a four-wheeler accident. Coincidentally, that's why I wear these glasses that I have in front of you. The accident left me with permanent double vision, also a separated clavicle. If you want to see that, it's kind of creepy. Yeah, it's Halloween's right around the corner. I'll just be my shoulder. I didn't, I was doing the lawn care thing, and then I had the wreck, and then I'm like, well, now what? So I had to go on a long journey, look within, and decided, hey, computers give me, a little bit of self-worth, and used to, at least. So I decided, hey, I'm going to get back into this. Went to, pursue the cert route, and once again, bam, school. Well, I did really, really, really well, and while I was doing the lawn care deal, I was also going to school knocking out prereqs. I have prerequisites and everything completed, except introduction to microcomputers, because I was like, hey, I don't need that. And apparently, in the modern society, you have to know the windows inside of Windows and the names of all those windows to actually know what Windows does, right? Because task list doesn't work in prompt. And if you hold down, let's see, Control, Shift, and Escape, doesn't that still bring up your task manager? And then under the Applications tab, you can hold down your Control key and press Start New Task, and it'll pop Shell right behind. Oh, prompt, sorry. Yeah, that still works. And it's always worked, and it's not going to change. So anyways, yeah, task list, that works. Does a reg call to the registry? I think so. SC, service control, yeah, that utility is still there. Well, why do I need to know to be able to narrate windows like Microsoft SAM? I don't understand. So anyways, I didn't do very good at that. And whatever. Whoa. Sorry. Yeah. This is also my first conference. I'm, got active in 2600, and that's been a really, really great inspiration because a lot of times I get lost. And when I say lost, it's not that I can't figure something out, it's I don't know where to go next. And with what I wanted to do with this is explore other options. I wanted to do something that hadn't been done before. Well, I don't necessarily, it might have been done, but it was new to me. I research stuff and I investigate things and I look at them in a very analytical light. And I want to try different things and see what makes this work, what makes that work, why didn't it work? Why did it fail? Why did it fail is usually more important to me than why did it work, because I learn more off of my failures or an application's behavior. If you fail, you're giving me insight into your logic. I will use that against you. I'm sitting at the house, and all of a sudden, poof, hotspot pops up. I'm like, where in the did this come from? So I'm running around, I'm thinking to myself, there is no way my ISP is piggybacking hotspots off of people's equipment. I'm like aghast, right? So I'm running around and I'm like looking for these wireless repeaters because I'm living in denial, thinking there's no way that they could possibly do this. Why would they do that? And I can't find one. Finally, I flagged down this dude who's an installer, and I was like, hey, man, what's the deal with these? He informs me, oh, well, that's, dependent upon a certain router type that you have. And I was like, whoa, hold on. What type of router is it? Oh, he's like, oh, it's an Aris TG862. Oh, really? Okay, what other information do you have? So, I'm like, okay, well, now that I've confirmed from the word, the dude's telling me, the mouth of the horse, this is the device, and this is doing this. Well, it turns out those devices are actually hosted out of small businesses as well. There's a lot of interesting things with those devices. Now, I don't have all the model information regarding the small businesses, but it doesn't really matter. My ISP thinks they're so terrific that they build their own firmware. Epic. It's very, very, very useful to know things regarding, like, you're going to use your own proprietary software to manage all of these devices. And because it's specific to you, I know this information is going to be, across the board for everything. Cool. So, and all of these attacks that we're getting ready to come up with and do and present, it's really low level. And if we want to make it, not if we want to make it. If you really want it, I don't want to make it. I don't want to build it. You build it. I break it. If people really want it, we're going to have to do it differently. If you're dependent upon, your devices, your entertainment, everything is now revolving around this OSI model. Yet, at the very, very, very base of it, you have nothing at all. So you got to rebuild it from the ground up. A whole to-do is to do. But before I babble on about a solution, let's break it. The tap-tone interface. It's a device driver. It is, and it's been in every part of it. I mean, I think it goes back to like distro 2.2 or kernel 2.2. It's been involved in every single distribution. It's also going to be used in every single demonstration that we do today. That's what I picked up on. I went on this adventure and I wanted to do something that was unique, and I hadn't seen it, so that's what I went for. And I was using QEMU to boot a device, and then I noticed, well, hey, you can boot it off of whatever Ether information you provided. So that really got me interested, and I'm like, well, if I can do that, that means, I can spool up a Kali box inside of somebody's router. That's interesting. So most of you are familiar with tunnels. There's IP and IP, IPv6, IPv4 to IPv6, vice versa, IP-IP6, GRE. I mean, there's just an absolute load of them. And it was like 3 days ago I found another one. It was inside of NetSniff-NG toolkit. It's called CurveTone. It looked pretty wicked. If you guys are into SCAPI, you might want to take a look at L2F forwarding and using that in a scripting method. Because that can lead to some very, very interesting things, I assume. All right, so the difference between a tap and a ton is ton's a tunnel, and a soft tap is exactly that. It's a software defined Ethernet tap, and it's promiscuous, and it can be used the same way as your regular socket can be used. But you have to think of it like this. Okay, I have a device that's already attached to the network, and now I'm able to create a virtual instance of a device and set it anywhere I want on your network, behind any NAT, because what is to say I can? That's, in theory, I think, maybe. Computer science, it's like, don't they say something about time traversal? And wouldn't this be quantum mechanics? Because due to the uncertainty principle, now I can throw this thing anywhere I want, right? Where's the time module? It's dependent upon me going. How is this helpful? So you have these little taps, right? And you have your little tunnels that you can bore through things with. And then you can set your little taps wherever you want on any space. So I can say, okay, now I am this VLAN, and I am this VLAN, and I'm already connected to another VLAN which all those VLANs are connected and able to pass traffic through and loop them all and route them all back to me. Hi. That's bad. Reverse network, I mean, half the stuff I made up because I don't even know like what you would call it. All you do in that is, you know, just keep going up the chain. So instead of getting fed the IP, I eat the IP, and I'm able to go up the chain. And you're able to do that because of the MAC layer, the media access controller. Okay, I have that number. You have given me that number. You have advertised where your router is. You have hit me with ARP packets because you're not to IPv6 yet, but in IPv6 you have router solicitation messages. So I disclosed a bunch of information, right? I disclosed everything that I could with my ISP, and my ISP was like, you know what, customer, read the AUP, the Acceptable Users Policy. And I'm like, man, a thanks would have been great. You know, that's all I wanted. Way to go, man, thank you. You helped us. So I've been off, it's part of our package, right? We have this triple play bundle deal, and you're forced into it to save money. So, all right, this hotspot deal is in my package, right? Like, you're allowed to cruise through and use these little hotspots. And I'm like, awesome. First thing I did was I knew somebody who was kind of nefarious, and they needed some serious anonymity online, so I turned it into a VPN. That's pretty simple, honestly. When you connected to it, you had a certain IP address assigned to you. It's in the 50s block. And if you change your MAC address, of course, DHCP going to give you a new IP address every single time. That's how it works. So I'd roll through it, you know, boom, that's done. You want to buy on a VPN? It's like, no, man, you want too much money. All right. It's my family's account, though. I'm not at liberty to just, you know, throw that away, because my grandmother, she'd be really, really ticked if we got the telephone shut off, we got the TV shut off, everything shut off. But you can do like router behind router Ethernet injections. Okay, what is this? So in the small business, this is really common. They'll have your regular access point, and then they'll have another access point, right? And the other access point is, let's say, WPA2 CCMP cipher. Wow. And your main access point is hotspot login, okay? So you jump on the hotspot. Before you jump on the hotspot, though, you go ahead and you clone the MAC address of the router that's on that you want to be on, okay? By doing that, when you join the hotspot, your frames are then shot over to the other, and you're on a different NAT. But it's on the same network because everything's connected. The network asphyxiation to discovered controllers is really, really neat. We'll show a little bit more of that here in a few. What happens is, through these tap interfaces, you set them up and you say, okay, you're multicast, and I'm going to turn the ARP response on for you. And you have them all with the same MAC addresses as the virtual LAN interfaces that are in this device. And you pop them all up, and it has all this traffic that's localized. And the router kind of freaks out. When the router freaks out, ET phone's home. It says, "Mommy ship, come help me." And in doing that, it's exposed its hypervisor. So instead of looking at the network in a plain way, we can now look at the network in 3 dimensions. Because if I'm able to talk to you and you're able to talk to me, what's stopping me from just going through you? As I said, I kind of made this up. I don't know if there is a term for this or not, but what it allows you to do is literally go anywhere you want to. If I can expose that MAC address, I can get there. So this looks like a pivoting attack. Let me see what this looks like. Oh well, it's not going to cooperate. Does it show it all? Not really. Yeah, kinda. Anyways, so what's our IP in this picture? Hello? It wasn't really rhetorical. What? No. 10.0.0.4. This is off of Wi-Fi. This is actually my home network. No, I'm 10.0.0.4. Packet number, does it show the numbers? I can't really see over there. 3201. Yeah. So that's, you know, I'm just polling for these devices. But we're doing a Wi-Fi talk, so we got to stay on topic, right? So customer premise equipment, and we're going to be doing, what is it? What do they run? I think it's multi-protocol label switching, and I'm only assuming that this is what it is. I know that they use MoCA and DLNA for the TV stuff. I don't watch television. I don't care. Whatever. So you know, we're going to hack it. These are where these devices are located, if it's big enough, I hope. You see the little speckles of blue. So there's all your Aris TG862s. And then you see, since this is such a great idea, they've formed an alliance. So this is, you know, they have a cable Wi-Fi alliance. Now, let's see, Xfinity's in that, Broadcom's in that, Optimum's in that, Time Warner's in that, Cox. That's a lot of America. That's a lot of America. Okay. We're going to be using MAC-VTAP, MAC-VTUN. So IP route 2, this is your tool. This is what you're going to be using. Slowly, not really. Just break the device down into chunks. What separates the router from the switch and the bridge? Think of that and just go through it. You want to set up a tap? IP link, add link. WLAN whatever. Type or name, tap. O. Type MAC-VTAP. You want to add a tunnel? Add a tunnel. You do whatever you want, man. It's your world. So, the denial of service vulnerability that I turned in was really neat. They were using SSL v3, excuse me, Upon authentication with the device, the hypervisor sent out a SSL cookie. Okay, it might be something else. I don't know. But it was SSL something. And I knew that SSL v3 was a lot slower than TLS forwarding. And knowing that, I used a tool from Doug Song to test for denial of service conditions. So while authenticated with the device, I flooded it with MacOff. And what happened is the hypervisor ended up shutting down. The whole access point stopped broadcasting for a period of about 5 minutes. And then all of a sudden, poof, come back up. It's awesome. The captive portal bypass.
Hello everyone, I'm Geek here. Unfortunately we had some technical difficulties and the AvaMedia froze up, which means we get the slides. Unfortunately, audio and live video stop at this point up until about the 38-minute mark. Sorry for the inconvenience.
client for OpenVPN. And when you connected, everything was in this beautiful little tunnel. So to untunnel it, what you do is tap it. And anytime you tap something, it's going to ping. Tap it. I already have the tunnel set up because I've sniffed out your route, so I know where it's going. Address that. Boom. Now, all of it, because I've tunneled the tunnel, is encapsulated in my tunnel. Awesome. And this is theory because I don't have a lab. But the deauth packet is depreciated in 802.11x, and that's cool. So I'm getting this protocol standard. And another way you can deauth somebody is just to clone the MAC address of the client, run a fake auth attack, and you'll knock them right off. So, yay. I want to give a special thank you to Daryl Howland, who's sitting in the back, John Shipp, I don't know if he made this talk or not, HD Moore, who's like awesome, he's a super nice guy, David Kennedy for the event, and picking my talk, yay! Adrian Crenshaw, who sprinted through here, thanks brother. Got Milk, love this dude, learn a lot from him. Hooded Robin, check out this blog, it's really good for web app. Let's see, Linus Torvalds for giving me a great OS. Richard Stallman, Alan Cox, the late Dennis Ritchie, not like any of us use C. Eric Raymond, the whole GNU project. If any of you have ever contributed, thank you. Mutz, awesome job, man. I love Callie. Christopher Lemire, aka Bullshark, go out to his blog, for real. Craig Smith and Chris Anderson, Matt Shear, all members of Hive 1.3 have been really, really great because sometimes I need I get lost and I need that direction of, you know, where to go and what to do. And it's just been super beneficial experience for me, so thank you a lot. And lastly, my grandmother, of course, because I'm a grandma's boy. Yay! Thank you, guys.